Been here since 1988, 1888, 1776. Pick a date. And she's tired in places, but we had the opportunity in 2019 to take out a mortgage on the building so that we could make a whole series of repairs and improvements. And that was a 3-year loan. We renewed it. It was to be paid off next year. And through the efforts of every single person in this church, we got all of the projects done, and we paid off the mortgage a year early, which is really nice because it saves us a lot of money in interest. So, so what we will do afterwards in Fellowship Hall or somewhere out there is I have a copy of the mortgage and we're going to burn it. I was going to do it in here, but those little things up on the wall that are called smoke detectors might not have liked it. And we decided we didn't need to invite the Manchester Fire Department to our little party. So we will do that afterwards, but we will be burning the note, which is great. So we're here to celebrate those who have given so much to Second Church. Those people who do what they do without fanfare and do what they do without any desire for recognition. This dedication ceremony represents the people who do so much for our church and just seem to fly below the radar. Several months ago, the church council and the board of trustees thought it was fitting and appropriate to dedicate the last 2 improvements from the proceeds for our mortgage that were done in the sanctuary. The first was the addition of the additional rails and handrails on the front of the altar, which not only, I think, adds to the beauty of the altar, but provides a much safer access up and down the stairs to the altar. It adds more character, and it was to the altar, which was renovated in the 1970s, and it provides safety for those who use the altar. The second item is the restoration of the front doors of the sanctuary. These are the original doors of the building from 1888 when the building was constructed. That's 136 years ago. They were in sad shape. They had not been renovated. They were deteriorating. We were able to find a company who does historic restoration, and they took, as some of you know, they took the doors out and over a period of several months, restored them. They are special. They are very large doors. They're 3 feet wide, but they're 8 feet high, and they're 2.5 inches thick. And they are, as far as I can tell, made out of wood, which was harvested here somewhere in Manchester when we used to have trees. So the altar rails we're dedicating today in memory of Ted Bidwell and his brother Ken. And all I will say about that is if Ted was still with us, his question would have been, why didn't you do it sooner? We are also dedicating the front doors, the renovation of the front doors, to Sam and Phyllis Pearson for all of their support of our church over the many years that they have been members. Ted has been a member of Second Congregational Church officially since 1950. That's 74 years. But he grew up in the church. The Bidwell family grew up here. He just didn't become a member for a little while. And he, with his wife Betty, who is here with us, raised 6 children in this church. Phyllis and Sam have been members of Second Congregational Church since 1959. That's 65 years. And they also raised 4 children in this church. Both families were vital parts of the church's life. Both families supported the church, both families loved the church, and both families kind of flew under the radar. So today we celebrate their service to Second Congregational Church and their support by dedicating these 2 projects to commemorate that service. We have placed plaques on both areas to remind all of us every day of the work and support that these 2 families have provided. The plaque on the front states, "In memory of Ted, did well and Ken did well. The plaque on the front doors reads, "The door restoration dedicated in appreciation of Sam and Phyllis Pearson." I'd like to ask Betty and Phyllis if they would just stand in place for just a second, as we thank them very much for all of